Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris, and for my video today I'm going to be doing a comparison between two very popular Chanel handbags, flat bags in particular. The first one is my Chanel Reissue and the other one is, it is my Jumbo. So this one is a single flap, this one is a double flap, and I will be giving you a quick tour of both of them and then a recommendation as to which one you should buy depending on your circumstances and your needs. So before I do that, I just want to take a moment to thank all my new subscribers and also to remind you, if you are not subscribed to my channel, to please do so. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button on the bottom. It's quick, easy, and it is free. Okay, I'm just going to get right into it now, and I do want to talk about the Jumbo first. So I've had this bag a little bit longer than the others. As you can see, it is a more of a vintage bag because it's got the 24 karat gold plated hardware here. This is not something that they sell anymore brand new. However, you probably can find them in the pre-owned market, and they are very distinguishable because the gold stands out very much. It is really very, very yellow. All right, so the bag that I have here is the Jumbo. I've got my dimensions written down for it. It is actually 12 inches approximately by 8 inches, so 12 inches across, 8 inches tall, and then about 3.5 inches wide. It is the single flap, as I mentioned, and all you need to do to open it is just do a quick turn of the turn lock here, open it up, and it is basically a big rectangular area with not a whole lot of organization inside. It does have two pockets. The first pocket is this slip pocket here that goes the full length of the bag, so it is pretty substantial, but you're not going to be able to stretch it out a lot. So if you've got things like letters or papers to put in there, it will easily hold them, but if you want to put something bulky in there, I would caution you because it might stretch out the leather. The other pocket is a zipper pocket that again goes the length of the bag, and this one actually has a fabric lining inside there, so you don't have to worry as much about stretching out the leather if you're sticking something in that bag. But the rest of it, of course, is just wide open, as you can see here. And the only other organizational feature on the back is this big slip pocket right here. Now, this is a good pocket if you want to pop your cell phone in there real quickly, like I will do right here. It'll go in there, and you can carry it around that way if you want to. I tend not to do that because I feel like it's going to stretch out the pocket and make like a permanent impression on the pocket there. But if you need your hands free or something and you just want to put your cell phone in there for a few moments, it works perfectly for that. Okay, one of the outstanding characteristics of this bag, of course, is the chain. This is the 24 karat gold plated chain. It's got the interwoven leather, and it is a very, very long strap. So the strap length is about 23 inches long, which is pretty substantial, as you can see here, and it works great if you do want to use it as a crossbody bag. It hits me right around my hip area when I use it as a crossbody bag. I don't tend to use it that way. That is not my preferred way to carry this bag. There are two reasons for that. Number one is it really pulls on my shoulder. When the weight of the bag is pulling down, it really hurts my shoulder. I find it very uncomfortable. And another reason is it's a rather large bag, and as I'm walking, it hits my thigh as I'm walking, which drives me crazy. I just don't like that feeling. So that is probably one of the reasons why I don't like flat or crossbody bags in general. So I don't usually wear it that way. Now, if you want to have the strap fully extended and wear it on your shoulder, it'd probably work great if you're a pretty tall person. I am 5'5" for reference, and it does fall so that the palm of my hand is hitting the bag. It is a little bit long for me to wear it that way, so actually my preferred way to wear this bag is to double up the straps, and then you have it tucked under your arm. It's also a really good idea to wear it this way if you are in a crowd and want to keep your bag more secure under your arm. I would definitely wear it that way for crowded areas. Okay, so that is it for this bag. Oh, by the way, I did weigh them, and this one was 30 ounces empty. And the Chanel Reissue, it's known as the 255, but they do call it the reissue, and this particular one is known as the 226 size. So I know lots of numbers there, but the reissue in the 226 size is pretty much what most people call this thing. This one weighs only 24 ounces, so it is a little bit lighter than the jumbo, but it is also smaller. So it's an inch smaller. It's 11 inches across and 7 inches tall and 3 inches wide. So you could probably see here if I hold them one in front of the other that the jumbo is going to be bigger. Obviously it's going to have more room than the reissue as well. So that one was a single bag, this single flap, and this one is a double flap. So the major difference between these two bags, in my opinion, is that this one looks much more understated. It really does not have that look about it that screams Chanel. So if you are someone who doesn't know handbags very well, you probably would not recognize this as a Chanel. It's only those of us who are handbag crazed, maybe, who recognize it. But it is very understated. As far as the turn lock goes, it has Chanel written under there, and that is about it. It also has this aged look to the leather, which gives it more of a casual vibe compared to this bag. I tend to think of this one as being more fancy and sophisticated, and this one as being a little bit more hip, I guess, or more casual. All right, let's get right into the bag. So you open it up right here, and you have another flap. And this flap connects with a snap right there. And there is a big open pocket right in the front of the bag. When you get into the interior of the bag, you can see that there are also two more slip pockets, one right here and here. And then there's this little lipstick pocket. Now this little lipstick pocket is really cute and handy. However, I was carrying a Chanel lipstick in there, and the square tube stuck out so much that it actually pushed all the contents forward and made it more difficult for me to clasp the bag. So I would recommend, if you're going to use that as a lipstick pocket, to put a smaller lipstick in there. At least that was my findings, because I was very unhappy with the way it was sticking out and it was making it difficult to close the bag. So if you go behind this second flap here, you can see that there's a big compartment right there, and I love this compartment because that is where I keep my cell phone. So I pop it in there, I close the bag up, and I carry it that way. It doesn't really stick out or show or make an indentation or an impression on the bag, so that is the perfect spot, in my opinion, for the cell phone. All you have to do is open up the flap and you've got your hand on your cell phone real quick and easy. One other organizational compartment is this kind of crazy pocket right here. You can see that it zips, but you go up into the top of the bag when you're holding it open, and I have not found a single use for that at all. Maybe you can hide cash in there or something that you want to keep secret, but I don't know. I just don't find it very convenient or very useful in any way at all. But there it is. It is kind of a cool feature of the bag. All right, this one also has the slip pocket in the back. Again, you can tuck your cell phone in there if you like. It's not going to fit as easily if you have a bigger cell phone like I do. And again, I don't want to stretch it out, so I don't usually keep it there, all things considered. Okay, let's take a look at the strap now. The strap has a drop of about 19 inches, so it definitely is shorter than the jumbo. And if you wanted to wear this crossbody, I would definitely say you should be on the shorter side. I am 5'5", as I mentioned, and it falls a little bit higher on me, maybe at the beginning of my waist. So I feel like it's sort of in a funny spot on my body, and I don't really care for it that way. Although I think this strap is a little bit more comfortable. I'm not sure why. This strap does not have the woven leather in it. It is very intricate though, and really quite beautiful, and it feels good on your hands too. But it is shorter. If you are going to carry this bag, for most people I would say the way to carry it best would be to use it as a single strap like that, and it falls about hand length, and you can get in and out of the bag quite easily. Of course, you can carry it this way too, with the doubled straps like that, and tuck it under your arm if you want to. I think that that will work as well if that's your preference. However, I do like to travel or to carry it mostly with the single strap. That's just my preference. Okay, So that is the overview of both of these bags. So which one should you get? Well, I would say that if you're looking for a bag that is very roomy and you don't like a lot of organization, I would say that the single flap bag would be the way to go, because there's not really a whole lot of organization in there, and you can put your things in there in any fashion or way that you want to. If you're someone who likes a lot of organization in your bags and pockets and things like that, then I would definitely say that the Reissue is a better option, or any of the flap bags, double flap bags are a better option, because they give you a couple different places to slide things. If you like a bag that looks very fancy and is very recognizable as a Chanel, I would go for this one, because obviously everyone knows the CC. If, however, you are looking to carry an understated bag, I would go with the Reissue. This one is definitely not as out there and obviously designer as the other one is. If you like a real formal look, go with the Jumbo. If you like the casual look, go with the Reissue. If you're interested in wearing it as a crossbody, definitely go with the Jumbo, because I don't think that the Reissue is going to work for too many people unless you are quite a bit more petite than I am. And I've already mentioned I'm 5'5" for reference. I do have longer legs and a shorter torso, but I still feel that it just fell in a funny area for me as a crossbody. If you are interested in the resale value of either of these bags, then the Jumbo, I think, would probably hold its value a little bit better than the Reissue. At least that's my experience from taking a look at the pre-owned market for these. This one is a little harder to find, and I could not really find one that was an exact match for this, but I found something very similar, which was roughly around $3,000 to $3,200. The Reissue has a bigger price range depending on the size that you get and also the color that you get. So this one is in this brown color, which is slightly less desirable apparently. So something like this might run you around $2,200. This is also in the 226 size, which is the more desirable size. If you go up slightly, sometimes the price will vary a little bit. But in general, your Reissues are going to be anywhere from $2,000 or so to about $3,400, depending on the one that you get, the color that you get, and the size that you get. But this one, being a little bit more classic, probably will hold its value slightly better than this one. And my final thoughts about this would be concerning fussiness of the bag. So if you were like someone like me who just likes to get into a bag very quickly, then I would go with the single flap. Even if you're not getting as much organization, you can always get a bag organizer for it, but you get in and out relatively quickly with the Jumbo versus the double flap on the Reissue, because you've got to open it once and then you have to open it again. And if you're a fussier person who likes to have everything snapped closed, this first flap is very tricky to get closed, I find, and most of the time I am walking around with that first or the interior flap open, simply because I can't be bothered with trying to get the snap closed, and it does take up a little bit more room. And overall, I have to say that while I know the purpose of the double flap, I know that it is supposed to help keep the shape better, but as you can see, this one does tend to get pointy, even if it is a double bag or a double flap, and I just find that that double flap kind of can get in the way a little bit, but that's just my opinion. So that is it for my comparison between these two very popular flap bags. I hope it was helpful for you, and I hope it made your decision a little bit easier. If it did, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again soon in my next video. Until then, take care.